Hello, everyone, and welcome to another CineQuest video podcast review. We're going to be talking about the newest Marvel-ish Sony movie, Madam Web. Here it's universally panned, and we're going to see if we agree with that statement or that consensus, because a lot of people don't like this movie, and we're here to talk about it. Let's get started. All right, here we are back again to do another podcast review of a movie, of two movies for that matter. And again, Bryce, we did see them together, just kind of spur of the moment.
In a span of a couple hours, actually.
Yeah, it was not planned at all, and both of them were kind of just like, "Hey, we're bored. Let's watch this movie." And then, "Hey, what else do we do? Let's go watch another movie." I haven't had one of those kind of double features in a long time, and they they couldn't have been more of a different experience watching both of these movies.
Oh yeah, this would have been a very interesting double feature, like a drive-in or some shit.
Yeah, for sure. Because I mean, completely unalike, and demographic for both of these is also completely different.
Oh yeah.
If you went to go take your kids to see Madam Web, you should not be staying to see Night Angel.
No.
You know, those are for us. That's for people like us. You know.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have mind that double feature. In fact, it probably would have gone down as like one of the better double features, considering the reaction, the very different reaction that we had to both of these movies.
I don't even know who Madam Web is for, to be honest with you. I don't. So, anyways, but yeah, yeah, wildly varying styles of movies, but
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the first movie we're going to talk about today is Madam Web. And let's get this started here. Madam Web is like the newest Marvel Sony. It's a Sony picture that is kind of integrated with the Marvel brand, and it is a character that I was not familiar with at all. The only spider character that I'm familiar with is Spider-Man. And I guess would it be who's the evil Spider-Man?
I don't know. I don't
It's
think
not,
it's an actual character. I think it's a
not
character
Venom,
they
is
made
it?
up. No, I think it's a character they made
Oh.
up for this movie. But yeah, just Madam Web is not, it's not about a lady who runs a brothel of, spiders. That's not the kind of Madam. No.
Yeah.
Uh, No, yeah, I don't know who that guy was. I think that was I don't know, man. Honestly, I like Spider-Man. I watched the 90s cartoon. I read some of the comic books when I was younger, but I don't know too much of the lore other than like the Venom, Carnage, and like there's other like the Sinister Six and those characters.
Right.
I know about Madam Web a little bit, but I only know Madam Web from the 90s cartoon where she was like an old lady, like some almost like interdimensional being that would pop in every so often to give him advice. And she would be like sitting on like a throne, like a big web behind her, and she had like this long gown. Nothing like what this movie is. Now I don't know if she has an origin story. I don't know how canon that is from the comics or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, like I said before, like I wasn't familiar with this character until right now, and then I saw
character for them to make a movie. I don't know. To me, it's just a very strange. I don't know.
But I mean, they've done that with other characters. I know, like the more minor characters, like the Guardians of the Galaxy. I know initially it was kind of this is probably even more minor than like way minor than those characters, but I mean they probably were thinking that they could take this minor character and just amplify it into this mega super franchise, which I will be surprised if there's like a Madam Web part 2.
Oh, I'm sure
coming anytime soon.
I was gonna mention because you said a Marvel movie, but I don't. Is this? When it opens up, it says in association with Marvel because I think the Columbia Pictures that made this, these are probably the only people they have rights to in this fucking like franchise. You know what I mean?
Right. I will say that I didn't necessarily mean that it is a Marvel movie, but it's like under like kind of it's a Marvel character, and that it's under kind of a Marvel umbrella of characters.
Yeah.
But it is a character I think that's owned by Sony. And
I have
I
something
mean,
I
we
wanna
haven't
mention
had like
about
the
that,
most
like, when we get into it
successful
later,
things, you know.
yeah, when they get into it later, when we get a little bit further in, there's something I wanted to ask you about this because I thought it was funny, but, going in, like, with, like, as far as, like, rights to characters and all that, but, one thing I will say, Ray, also another thing on your intro, you said that this is I thought you were gonna say another, Marvel cinematic masterpiece or something. I know
No,
you said
no,
disaster. Can we coin the phrase disaster piece? I don't know
disaster
what that
piece.
yeah. I mean, I'm sure it's been used before, but that's what this felt like. But anyways.
I will say that I didn't go into this movie not kind of expecting something like what
Mm,
we saw. I didn't expect it to. I honestly thought people were kind of overreacting regarding how terrible this movie was.
yeah.
And I'll just go out and say it. The last scene, I bursted out laughing out loud in the theater,
Damn, I
and
laughed so
while
like
laughing out loud on the way out of the theater.
yeah, dude. I was like, goddamn, like I did not know, I didn't realize or expect that I was paying for a comedy movie.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I don't think I've laughed at a comedy movie that I can recollect in recent times more. I mean, I don't know. I know it sounds fucked up, but honestly, it's like, man, I was like uncontrollably laughing at the end of it, and
Yeah.
I feel bad for anybody anybody in the theater that was there to I do kind of feel like an asshole a little bit, but I mean, I just don't
I
know
will
how you can.
say I don't know if the people behind us were laughing at the movie or laughing at us laughing at the movie.
Oh, I didn't hear
I heard
anybody laughing.
I heard them chuckling a few times,
I was
but
like,
it
I
was
literally.
kind of like where we were kind of responding, or at least I was.
Uh,
I know I had a lot of like, oh my god, like what,
yeah.
why, what, that those kinds of responses. And I, again, going into this movie, like when it first started, I was like, I'm gonna give this movie a chance and just see what the big deal is. And the dialogue was bad. The
Man.
acting was not good either.
Well, as much as Dakota Johnson was like having this whole campaign and marketing campaign, which I mean, I'm sure she's supposed, obligated to do and all that. She did not like she could give a damn about this movie. Like the acting, are so flat. I was like astounded the way she was delivering some of these lines. I don't know, man.
I would say if there's any like consistency through the movie, it's her apathy, you know. And
Yeah, and
that could be the character of that they were making Madam Web, or that is just Dakota Johnson herself being
hmm
Dakota Johnson as Madam Web, because you know she's awkward. She's like
yeah,
she doesn't like children. She
hmm
doesn't like being around people. I can relate to all that. Like those types of things of just wanting to be alone and stuff like that.
hmm
But I mean, in this movie, it came through really well. And again, I
yeah,
don't know if that's her acting or that's just really who she is, because even watching some interviews of her talking about this movie, she seems almost like the same person.
hmm
You know what I mean? But
I don't know, man. She felt like she had more character in real life than she did in this movie to me, from what I've seen on. I don't know, but
like I saw some of her interviews before watching this movie, and it like the tone that she's giving off about this movie is that it's just silly. Like she doesn't
oh,
really take it seriously at all.
oh, okay,
That's the tone I'm getting from her talking about this movie.
yeah,
Um, because I mean, you've seen some other superhero type movies and the actors going out promoting it, and
hmm
they're really jazzed about the movie. They're like, man,
yeah,
this what and all the things they had to do to prepare physically or whatever. I don't think Dakota Johnson had to do anything
that's
to be in this
true.
movie. But
Well, she's
again,
not supposed to. Well, but that's the thing. Her character doesn't have any powers like that. She's not supposed
yeah,
to be doing any like physical feats, or you know what I mean. It's just an average, person.
with
I can tell the
brain
future.
power,
I can tell the
yeah,
future, and I don't know,
I
but
guess.
yeah. What I got from the whole media, or not media, I'm sorry, the marketing campaign from this was that it was going to be like a super movie unlike any other, that it's time for super movies to be good again or something like that, or to do something different or a refreshing take on super movies. And
Make superhero movies funny again. That's what
I
I'm
get,
saying.
yeah.
Because I'll say this, that I did enjoy this movie, but not for the reasons that I was supposed to go in to enjoy this movie for, because I laughed a lot during this
Mhm.
movie. This could be like one of those, I don't know if it's so bad it's good yet, but
Mm.
it's bad, and I laughed a lot watching this because of how this is almost like, this is almost on par with, The Room, like Tommy Wiseau.
I knew you were gonna say. I was like, I don't think it's. No, no, no.
No, I said it's on par, but like it's not completely that, because they're trying to make a serious movie. At least that's what I'm thinking. They're trying to make a
Well,
serious
that's
like
true.
movie, but it's just
But
laughably
I guess
bad.
I guess that's true. Yeah, I didn't want to say. I didn't want to crap on it that much, but yeah, I guess it is. You could see it like that. Arguably better made than The Room, you know what I mean? Because The Room is
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like,
for sure. It's
but
more
I
high
mean,
budget.
but
Yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
just I think what you mean, like based on the fact that they were going with a certain vision and failed miserably at it. Maybe I don't know, or
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Madam Web, you're tearing me apart. Sorry, that was my Tommy was so
Oh yeah, he's great. Yeah,
yeah.
he's great, and he's good and terrible at the same time. Yeah, man. Like it's unfortunate for like a movie like this, because it's people were like shitting all over the Marvels, which I haven't seen yet.
I
So I
haven't
can't
either.
very well make my own judgments about that movie, based on just the trailer and what people have talked about, which I won't bring up necessarily because again, I haven't seen the movie. But
I
I
think
here
Well, I was gonna say real quick, the telling thing for me about this movie is when, what the quality of the movie was gonna be when somebody told me that it made Morbius look good. I was like,
yeah,
oh man, I don't
yeah.
know.
And it's the same writers. The same
Oh,
writers who did
really?
Morbius.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah. Morbius was so good that the writers got tapped to do another
Hmm.
movie.
Well, see,
I
Morbius
haven't
is a cool.
I haven't seen Morbius though, so I couldn't tell you.
I haven't seen it really either. I've seen bits and pieces of it. I like Morbius as a character. Like I think that's a cool character for them to
Yeah,
adopt
for
and try to
sure.
make
Yeah.
a movie of. But
You
I
see,
don't know,
like
man.
this character could have been a cool character within the realm of, I guess, a Marvel universe,
Mhm.
but to make her own origin story, like I felt like nothing was happening for the first. It's almost like 2 hour movie. I
Yeah.
didn't feel anything was happening for the first hour. I literally looked at my watch. I was like, "How long has this movie been going?" It's been going for an hour, and
Yeah.
we're just getting to the point where like she's meeting these people that she's supposed to save.
Mhm.
And um, up until this point, it's just her kind of like going, "Oh, I see things. Oh,
Mhm.
deja vu. What is this? What is all these things that I'm seeing that allegedly have happened but haven't happened yet?" Kind of stuff.
Mhm.
And what was kind of annoying about a lot of this is because they weren't able, at least it seems to me, from just watching the movie, uh, that they never mentioned Peter Parker. They kind of like dodged that every single time they were gonna like
Well,
talk about it.
I guess they
You know,
can if it's Marvel. I don't know. See,
right, right.
I don't know what the well. Okay, I'm glad you brought
I
that
don't
up
know
because
the rules. I don't know the
that's
rules.
I don't know what the rules are either as far as like contractually, like what they can say and what they can't. But that's exactly what I was going to mention earlier before we got into it. Is that I thought it was funny how in the jungle they have to fucking say always like sort of like a spider person. It's like they can't say Spider
Yeah.
Man or like what the fuck? Los Arañas, the Arañas, and it's like talking about
Yeah.
the spider people. And I was just like,
Yeah, it's like some kind of spider people. I'm like, "Oh my
yeah.
god, dude, what?" And then, whenever she asks the name, they just like a long silence.
Hmm.
"Oh, we're gonna play a game about that," and then they get to the point and they don't ever say the name.
Oh,
And
that's true. Yeah,
and
the
then and then Ben is supposed to be his uncle, Ben, Peter Parker's uncle,
hmm
and he met whenever he's talking to Madam Webb or Miss Webb, whatever the fuck her name is, Cassie Webb, sorry.
Cassie Webb. Yeah.
And Ben mentions that he's met someone, and then she goes, "Oh, what's her name?" and they just stay silent for a long time, and then she's just
Oh,
like,
I didn't
"Oh,
even.
she must be a
That's a
special
good point.
person," you know?
I didn't even catch on to that. That's a good point, Ray.
Yeah, they didn't mention that either. They
But the
didn't say, like, her name
time
is May or Mary or
but the
something like
time
that.
wouldn't make sense because that was in 2003 when all those
Yeah.
events were going on. So, like, if they had got married and had Peter Parker, when was the first Spider-Man made? Like, or what time, what line was that set in?
Well, that's what I'm saying is that it's either gonna be,
Like the new Spider-Man,
it would
like
be the
in
new Spider-Man technically, right? Because
yeah.
we're going 2003, and then I don't recall when the first Spider-Man came out. Was it 2016? He's still a teenager. So, I mean, I guess that would align itself somewhat. I
But
mean,
he was
I don't
going
know
was Tobey
I don't know
Maguire's
the
character, he
timeline.
was in high school or was he going into college already?
Well, in the first one, he was still in high school.
Oh, that's right. Okay. So
But
yeah,
again,
that's a good
I don't
point, man.
necessarily.
I didn't even connect that. Ben, that's a good point, man. I didn't even connect that.
Yeah, there it was this whole thing because I mean, his sister was having the baby, and it was supposed to be Peter Parker, but they never
Mm,
say the name, and they always dodge that question of what the baby's name is, and like, oh, we're gonna wait till this and that, and then they never say the name. Everyone's supposed to know that it's Peter Parker. It's just it was annoying.
mm,
And it seems like why would you like deliberately do that? Like, are you trying to keep the audience in suspense? Because it's just fucking annoying that you're doing
yeah.
that. Because I mean, you would want people to say like they go, "Oh, his name's Peter," and then the crowd goes, you know, like they cheer like they did when like Toby Maguire and Andrew Garfield showed up. They'll never have that moment, you know.
Are
I
you sure there wasn't like an after credit scene? I feel like there would have been something like
I
that.
don't I from what I understand, there was no after credit scene.
Oh,
That's
okay.
that from what I heard. But I mean, I will say I've been tainted by a lot of the reviews, but I mean, I probably would have probably not as enjoyed I would not have enjoyed this movie as much as I did in a terrible way if I had not seen the reviews before. I probably would have just been upset that I saw this movie and how bad it is because I
Mm.
was kind of expecting something bad and I didn't expect it to be that bad. And that's why I was laughing because that end scene is just ridiculous because like she gets hit in the eye, right? And she's blind and
Which I
then
don't. What did
was
that happen? I guess when she was in the water, the
yeah,
firework.
when she was in the water, the firework hit her in the eye. And then she's just like, "Oh, whatever." They bring her out and then her eyes are all like whatever
Yeah,
looking. And and then they have her in the wheelchair with the
yeah,
glasses.
that
And I'm just
was.
like,
Oh man.
Dakota Johnson looks uncomfortable as hell in
Yeah,
that chair with those
yeah.
sunglasses on.
What kind of chair was that anyway? There's like no back support. She was like kind of like this, like leaned back.
Yeah, but
I don't know. That was, and
I was
it's
like,
just all
"Wait a
like
minute."
jerking. It's like meow, meow. So it's like moving here, and I was like,
I was like,
no, this is
"Was
not
she
it.
was she paralyzed? Like,
That's
what?
what it seemed to be. Well,
When did
see,
that
that's what
happen though?"
again. I don't know anything. I really don't know anything about the character, like as far as like if she's in the comics and all that. In the cartoon, at least, like she was always sitting down, and she had these like dark, like more like the Morbius glasses, not Morbius, Morpheus glasses, sunglasses
Yeah.
from like like Matrix, like circular. I don't know if she's supposed to be blind or whatever, but I don't know, man. It's just like that's a weird way to end the movie.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And, you know, it
I guess she wasn't
reminded me.
paralyzed though, because in the next scene when they have them all together, like she's sort of I don't know if she's like supposed to
Well,
be like
she can also, like, put herself in different places, and I'm pretty sure
oh
in her
okay.
spirit,
She's
she can
floating.
stand, but, like,
Yeah.
she can but when in physical reality, she can't. Because
Mm.
again, I don't know when she got paralyzed. I don't know why she would be in a wheelchair. I thought she'd be like fucking Daredevil or something, like, just carrying a stick,
I can't
like, you know, with her senses heightened and stuff like that, but
I don't
I
remember
didn't
where that would
understand
have
that at all.
happened.
Again, like, it didn't explain that because she just fell into the water, and then she got blinded by the firework, which
Yeah.
was
Which
again, when
those fireworks, I don't know what factory that is, man. Those are some powerful ass fucking fireworks, man. Like
one
I
went through the
don't.
brick wall?
Yeah, I was like, what
One went through the
world?
brick wall?
In what world is that supposed to happen, man? I don't know.
It went through the brick wall?
Yeah, they were relying a lot on those fireworks. They just go in there like, oh, like get down. The fireworks gonna blow a hole through
I'll
all
tell
those
you this
bricks.
though, I hope Adam Scott and Mike Epps got paid a lot of money to do this movie
Mm.
with as little as Mike Epps was in it, just to, like, burn some hamburgers on the
Yeah.
grill and then
Yeah.
to get killed. And
Yeah.
then Adam Scott is Cassie Webb's like partner in the as a paramedic, and then
Yeah.
he just is supposed to be that side character of Ben Parker,
Mhm.
and we're just supposed to just know that, you know. So I don't know, man. Like this movie's just ridiculous. It's just the villain. Let's just talk about the villain too. The villain was terrible. He is
Yeah.
like he is a boring ass character.
Yeah, he was not good.
Like it felt like all of his lines were overdubbed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
You know the point where he's talking to the lady from the NSA who like he banged and stuff,
Mhm.
and he's like telling her like, "Uh, I'm gonna be murdered." Like, and he says it so casually. I'm like, huh?
Yeah, he
Like,
was another one. The acting was. I'm telling you, man. All
right?
that there was no emotion in the acting. I guess, or I
Oh,
don't know.
it was the way he delivered the line. She was like, "A bad dream," and he's just like, "I'm going to be murdered," and I'm like, "What?"
Yeah, yeah, man. Uh,
Yeah. So I mean, his
it's
whole
just
point was to,
or like when he's talking to the woman who's like monitoring the monitor.
yeah,
She's monitoring all the
yeah.
surveillance footage, and he's like, "I can't let them destroy everything that I've built." I'm just like, I'm like, dude, what the fuck?
He went through so much trouble just to get some technology to find these people.
Yeah,
I
and it
mean,
was
you would think that over time he would have done more than just like wait till the last minute for his technology
well, this is
to like catch up
2023,
with his
right?
own.
Or this is I'm sorry,
Yeah.
2003.
Well,
So
yeah. I mean, did
he's
they do
taking
that
full advantage of
deliberately?
that Patriot Act stuff, dude.
But that's what I'm saying. Did they do that deliberately to like add that element into the movie?
I don't know. I just, every time they would get on the metro, be like, "See something, say something, any suspicious activity and suspicious activity." Like,
Yeah,
so I don't know. Like, what is this trying to tell me here? And I don't know,
I don't
but
know, man. And the girls that are supposed to be saved by Cassie
mhm.
were annoying. You know,
Yeah,
we didn't see them in their suits, but in like this either distant future or in this guy's dream where he's getting allegedly murdered by them.
mhm.
Um,
Which I don't
but
understand
I
that
don't
because
understand why are they gonna become spider people, and like are they like hidden this whole time and no one's gonna know about any of the spider people until Spider-Man comes out and is just out in the open? Like he's like all this time there's been quote unquote Spider Men and Spider Women long before Peter Parker.
Los Arañas.
They've been there, yeah. There's a bunch of Las Arañas out there,
Which I thought was
and
funny that they basically had Peter Park like, it kind of make you think that like Peter Parker was the first to come up with the idea of the suit, but there's these people in the Amazon or in the jungle and they have like those like the
yeah,
twines like the
yeah,
Spider-Man outfit or they paint themselves red and I was just like, I don't know, man. And then were they because she goes to Peru,
yeah.
but I'm pretty sure they were in Brazil when they found the spider. So why did she go
No,
back?
they were in the Peruvian jungle.
Were they?
It said
Because
so in
one
the
map,
beginning. Yeah.
I was pretty sure that one map they had looked like Brazil though.
Hey, don't be worrying about maps, Bryce. You worry about what the caption
Well,
said.
yeah, all right, you're right, man. I was like pretty sure that they looked at a map and I was like, that's Brazil. Like, why are they going to Peru? I don't know, whatever.
No, it's a Peruvian jungle. It said so in the very
Yeah,
beginning. Yeah.
I don't
I
know, man.
mean, God, man, like this movie is just so bad. So, Bryce, one of the other things I wanted to discuss regarding Madam Web was um, the fact that she was driving around through the whole movie in a stolen, license plate-less taxi cab
Mm-hmm.
through the whole movie. Not one
Yep.
cop stopped her. She
No.
didn't like.
No.
She didn't have any sort of um, worry that this was gonna like blow the cover of the girls
No.
or even endanger them in any way. Um, she continued on with this taxi cab, and I was really frustrated that she could still do that and nothing happened to her.
Yeah, man. Can't even run a red light without getting pulled over, but you
Yeah.
can drive around without a license plates throughout the
in a
entirety of the movie.
a stolen taxi cab.
Yeah, like
What?
I never reported it stolen or anything like that. Well, she doesn't have the license plates, so it's okay. They can't find her.
But she just ripped this guy would know like his type of car. I mean, there is something called a VIN number,
Yeah, I know,
you
but I
know?
mean, come on, come on, man.
That would I bet you that's gonna be in the one of those special features things. Maybe
What
she
do you
did get
mean?
pulled over, and then
Oh, like a deleted scene?
she kind of like weaseled her way out of a ticket or being arrested because she was gonna be arrested initially just by them saying that they kidnapped her or like she kidnapped those girls,
Yeah,
but yet a stolen vehicle, a stolen taxi, nonetheless in New York. I would imagine it's New York City, right?
yeah, yeah.
Um,
It's for sure.
you would think that the cops would be all over that. There'd be like APBs out. There would have been a car stolen. I mean, she parked that shit outside, wide in the open, at a hotel, and not one person questioned that whatsoever. And again, no license plate whatsoever.
No. Let's also not forget the fact that she the best scene of the best part of the whole fucking thing is, I mean, she flies to Peru
Yeah.
and then drives to the airport in the stolen taxi cab, mind you. So she has to go pay for parking. It's overnight parking, folks. You got to pay for that. You got to get the ticket, which I would assume that they would need a license plate for that. Flies, goes over there, gets all the spiritual guidance she needs, becomes like a transcendental being,
When in
comes
a week,
back and
I would say like two,
driving the
3
same fucking taxi cab that she's stolen. Like,
Yeah, all through New York City. Not one
yeah,
person batting an eye about it.
you couldn't have changed the car or anything. And there's like, she finally gets an ambulance that she drives at one point. She leaves the
She
taxi cab. She's
steals
like, "Eh."
again.
Yeah, but
She
it's just like,
steals.
that was funny, man. The coming back. Like, did she drive to Peru or like, what the fuck, dude? Like, I don't know.
Well, I know we were in the theater. I mentioned it to you. Like
Yeah.
when she drives, but she comes in driving to Ben's house again. I was
Yeah.
like, she's still in the same fucking taxi cab. Like,
Uh,
what the fuck?
yeah, man. I mean,
I don't know, man. Like this one other thing that we can like point on this movie that makes no sense,
yeah, the
and no one
continuity
thought
was
anything
pretty
about it.
bad.
Is
Yeah.
the continuity of this movie. Like someone just went,
Mhm.
who cares?
Yeah.
I feel like if I've seen the worst, like then everything else should be better. Like the Marvels, or I haven't seen the Internals. I haven't seen Ant-Man, Quantumania. I don't really keep up with any of the Marvel shows or anything like that.
Yeah.
Like it's just too much. Like I just can't keep up with it. And I will go back and watch the Man of recaps on YouTube if I
Mhm.
want to actually know something, but I don't want to spend not but like maybe 40 minutes, 30 minutes to 40 minutes like learning about what happens in the show or the movie. Like I watch those and because I don't have the time or the energy to do that. I'd
Yeah.
rather watch something else.
Um, going back to the spider people though, like the villain's powers. I know they like later on when she goes back to talk to the guy, like, well, you didn't receive like the strength, and but you have something better,
Mhm.
Well, so does the villain have mind powers too? Because he's sort of having a premonition of being killed by the three ladies, so he must be able to see
But that's his only
vision.
premonition. Yeah, because the
Mm.
guy says that he's cursed.
Oh,
So I
that's
think that
right.
his only premonition is that he's gonna be killed by these people.
He's cursed to die with like everyone.
Yeah.
Well, you know what's so funny though is like, oh, actually, I guess this is sort of like the whole crux of the film, or not really, but like kind of the underlying message is that he's trying to uh, mess with fate. But if he didn't mess with fate, he would have had a much longer life because when he died, he was already got gray hair in the premonition. He had
Yeah.
gray hair.
Mhm.
He dies early now because he's
Yeah.
trying to change fate. So I guess that's supposed to be like some kind of Greek tragedy type message there, or sort of like, or not message, but like underlying thing. But
You ever heard of
um,
the saying, "There's no fate but what we make"?
no, is that a
Terminator
Beatles
2.
song?
It's
Oh,
Terminator 2.
that was a Beatles song or something.
No.
No, that's the "Love You
You
Hate
no,
is
no,
equal
you
to love you make."
yeah,
Yeah.
that's it, yeah. No, that's, when, he finds the carving that Sarah Connor put in
Mm,
the table or whatever
yeah.
at the border with those
Yeah.
dudes. But yeah, man, like, this was a bad movie, and Would
I
you?
still
Would
can't get
you?
over the ending, man. They did her so fucking dirty, dude. She's like blind in the hospital bed, and she's like smiling, and then the next scene, it's like, okay, that's not enough. Let's put her in a fucking wheelchair, dude. It's like, oh yeah,
You
what
know,
about
this I
Chinese?
forgot
And
to
it's
say this.
like,
What it reminded me of, if you saw Exorcist Believer,
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
whenever
I'm
the legacy character, the mom comes back and she gets her eyes
yeah,
gouged out by
yeah,
the possessed girl, and then she's
mhm,
in the fucking bed,
yeah,
all blinded up, and she's just like it's no big deal, like like she was like almost
yeah,
acting like she did.
yeah,
I was like, you're fucking blind.
yeah.
What are you? Why do you seem so happy about it? Like I said,
Well, I thought it was
I've
that the
never
thing.
seen more clearer than I've ever have before. Like, shut
Well,
up.
you said you had a kind of a joke that was funny. One of the girls is like, "Oh, can we get you anything?" And you're like, "Yeah, a couple of pair of eyes." I was like, That's
Yeah, like what? What the
yeah,
fuck are we doing here? Like, man,
yeah,
like they just I just imagine behind the scenes they just put the blindfold on Dakota Johnson and they're just like act and she just starts smiling like it's just
yeah. Like
funny.
she can't.
She
Yeah, it's
can't
like she
keep her
can't keep a
composure.
straight face. That's like she's like, yeah. I wonder how many takes they had to do with her on the wheelchair and everything.
And she's just like,
Yeah.
yes.
It's like, okay, it's like, Dakota, stop. Can we bring the smirk? You remember you're blind, right? You just lost your eyesight.
We need you to
You
be
don't want
more
to be too
stoic in
happy, all
this.
right? You're a little
So we need
stoic.
you to
Yeah.
be more stoic in this
Yeah.
particular scene.
Yeah.
And she's just like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she's going,
Shit.
Jesus Christ. I never laughed so hard fucking coming out of a theater at the end of this
Um,
fucking movie, dude. Oh my
oh, well, we
God.
did forget one scene. That was even the CPR, teaching the
Oh,
CPR scene.
yeah.
That
Like,
was
I
on
was
the
like, what?
pillow.
Could
On
this
the
have
fucking
been
pillow, dude.
a more blatant attempt at
Setup.
foreshadowing?
Yeah,
Yeah,
big
dude, like
time.
what the fuck? She just like grabs a pillow, wakes them up like they're gonna do some kind of training, and it's just to
Mhm.
them to go clamp your hands
Yeah.
together and
Yeah.
push, 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 push. Now
Keep
you
the rhythm
push,
like a
push,
heart.
push, and then
Yeah.
you push, push, and then literally they do that at the end. I was like, what the?
Mhm.
And they're like, you're a good teacher. I was like, what did she teach you
Yeah, I know,
to do
man.
this? I learned it already.
Yeah. It's man. Yeah.
It's just so
I
bad.
don't know. I guess
Anyways,
they don't do the breathing in anymore when they do CPR. I guess it's just all compressions. And I don't know. I
I
guess I
guess
don't do
so
them.
now. I mean,
But
but like
yeah, I was just like,
it's non-consensual to put your mouth on someone else's if they're dying. So
well, no, I think there's, well,
push,
anyways,
push,
but
push, push, push.
dude, I don't know, man. I was just like, what is this setup here? Anyways,
It's just so bad.
it
Like, guys,
was, dude.
would you watch this movie again? If I was drinking, I would probably watch this again
Oh,
with new people and their react. I want to see
yeah.
their
If this
reactions.
is, see, yes, I feel like this could be the new,
This might be this might uh accidentally turn into like a cult classic for
well, that's
how
what I was gonna
terrible this
say.
movie
I
is.
don't want to. I don't want. Please do not make this compare, or do not take this as a comparison. Like, well, I would say this could be the new movie. Like for me, when I was like, first getting into like watching B movies and stuff, like when I was
Mhm.
young, I'm sure like you like as well discovered like Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness. I used to show I used to show Army of Darkness all the time. So like people I would
Yeah.
meet. You never seen Army of Darkness? You gotta watch this. Fucking hilarious. This may be like not that Army of Darkness, of course, is like much more enjoyable, but this might be something you put on with people just to fucking laugh. Like it
Yeah.
definitely like let's all drink, drink a little bit and watch a funny, like not even like an intentionally funny movie, but
Yeah.
dude, I don't know. And then I almost feel kind of bad shitting on the movie. So like, as I already knew, what we've been saying has already pretty much been said online. Like
Yeah, we're
everyone
not saying
knows it's
anything
not
new.
good. So I do feel kind of bad, just like, but
I don't feel bad at
um,
all. I mean, I say lean into it, all right,
yeah,
and know that it's a bad movie and just run with it because I mean, I feel like if they like
I
even
guess feeling bad is
again,
not the right word to
I
say, but
think
a
I
right
think
phrase, but
Dakota Johnson knowing that she knows it's a bad movie. She knows it,
mhm.
and I don't blame the actors and stuff for what they had to do, like
Dan, do you think
be in, you know. I mean, they did it. I mean, this is terrible, like the job that they did, but I still don't blame them for doing it because I mean, they've been in better movies
do
or
you
they
think
played better characters, you know. So I mean, I know
yeah.
this is not the caliber of film that they're probably at their best at,
So what
you
you're
know.
saying is you think Dakota Johnson has to tell everybody that, it's a great superhero movie. Cut
While
to,
she's
after it's
laughing
out of the
about it,
theaters, all that. Cut to like she's on inside the actor's studio.
studio.
James Lempton's there. Is like, tell us about Madam Web. And he's just like, it was the worst movie I've ever been on. It was horrible. I couldn't even
um,
keep. They wanted me to put a blindfold on. I couldn't even keep a straight face.
yeah, man.
You see it smiling? That wasn't intentional.
That was after like the 100th take. I couldn't do it. I couldn't
That was the
do
best
it.
I could do. That was the best I could do.
Oh man. Ah.
Yeah.
All right. I just want to say that I mean, obviously we're not the only ones saying this. There's like it's kind of almost like universally panned, this movie. This movie
I
has
would
a
like to see
this
if
movie has a
there's
3.8
anyone.
out of 10 on IMDb
I
right
would
now.
love to see if there's anybody who gives this movie. I'm sure there is people who are paid by Columbia Pictures, but I'd love to see somebody who gave this a positive review, who thoroughly enjoyed it, because I
Um
want to see what their perspective is on like why they think it was a good superhero movie. I want to, or a good movie in general. Like I want to know why.
I mean, if I would like to hear their perspective also,
Yeah,
but
defend it. I would love to
I
hear the
just
defense on
don't
it.
I at this point I feel like it's objectively bad.
Yeah,
Now, is
yeah,
it objectively
that's
funny? That's up to your humor.
yeah, of
But
course.
because I mean, you might just think this is a dumb, boring movie, and it was boring necessarily, but because I mean, nothing really happens for a long time, and then you don't really get the
Yeah,
gist of what these characters are doing in this universe
yeah.
or what their purpose is, other than that they're supposed to be killed, and she just so happens to be the one to protect them,
Hmm.
and not in the best of ways because she ends up blind and she got Stephen Hawking
Yeah,
in this movie. So I
you
don't
hear that,
know.
people? Tastes can be objective when it comes to this movie.
Yeah. But yeah, so I would again. I said I think I would watch this again, drinking with some friends, just to see. Hopefully, they hadn't seen it yet, and see the reaction as the inebriation kicks in.
Hmm.
Because I was completely sober watching
I
this
was
movie, and
too.
I was laughing my ass
Yeah,
off.
man. I was. Oh my god.
But yeah, so unfortunate for the actors to be put in this movie, but I mean, hey, they can't all be winners. There's gonna be a few
Mm-mm.
duds, and sometimes a few duds that come out the other end being funny and just lean into it, you know. But so, would you watch this again, Bryce? Same scenario, or just never touch this movie again?
I would not go back to theaters to see it.
Oh no,
And
never,
that's the
never.
point I was gonna make. Is like I can't believe this movie is even taking up an IMAX uh screen. I'm sorry. It sounds. I don't know. Care. I don't care if it sounds bad or whatever. Maybe it sounds bad. I don't know. I don't mean to be uh like shitting so hard
It
on this
doesn't
movie,
seem
but
necessary for it to be in
I was
an
like, and
IMAX
I can't believe this
theater,
is taking
though.
up an IMAX screen, man. That's like we have no other movies we can put on. Well, I guess not. Maybe I don't know, but I was just like, I saw it's like, you want to watch this movie, and they have the option for D box.
Yeah,
I'm
I
like,
saw that. I was
nah, I'm all
like,
right.
I'm not gonna pay extra for that shit. I don't think so, buddy.
Well, maybe the seats will move like at the end when she's like, it'll be like, you can- it's like the shit comes out, covers it.
You go,
Damn.
this is Madam Web Vision.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jesus
Damn.
Christ. But yeah, so we'll end it with that. Not a good movie. But I mean, check it out if you want to. I would not pay money necessarily to see this in theaters.
Mm-mm.
Or go with friends and watch it in theaters and fucking laugh because like there was hardly anyone in the theater when we saw that. Like it looked when we bought tickets that there was
Well,
more people in there,
so
but there was
Wednesday
not.
afternoon or Wednesday early afternoon.
Yeah, but you saw that when we bought tickets, it looked like there was more people in there.
Yeah, that is weird.
Yeah, but there was like no one in that fucking theater,
Damn,
dude.
Dakota Johnson and Columbia is buying tickets.
Yeah, they're
That's a
pulling
good point. It was like
they're-
there was a whole row that was.
yeah,
What the hell
like
was
out of
that
commission.
about?
You know, this is Sound of Freedom all over again.
Oh, maybe there's some good Samaritans out there buying up tickets for people. So you want to go see this movie? Hell no! Or we're saving you. I'm gonna buy it. I'll buy the whole row. You can't.
This movie is important. God damn it! You need to go watch it. for the children. For the children, go watch this movie. Yeah. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe. And if you enjoyed this review, even though it was bad, I mean, please check it out, make your own opinion, or just enjoy the fact that we're just crapping all over this movie, because I enjoyed it. Again, not for the reasons I'm supposed to, but I laughed. And if I laugh, that's a good feeling. So like, so be it.
Wait till it comes out on,
Or wait till
wait till it comes out.
Wait till it comes out on
don't
wait till it comes out on Pluto TV.
Yeah, well, let's say or Tubi or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, don't pay full price for this movie. I'm sorry. Like, go see it on a matinee standard. You're not missing much if you don't.
Yeah.
Or maybe you want to go see it in 3D. I don't know. Like. Anyways, whatever.
All right. That'll be it for us. We'll see you next time.